Hey everybody, Return to Moria recently came out with a huge patch with lots of fixes and improvements and less than 2 weeks since their launch. And I'm really enjoying this game. It's quite a bit different experience for a survival game. And I've seen sort of mixed reviews on YouTube about it, but a lot of the really positive ones I really agree with. A lot of the negative ones, I mean, I agree with some of them because, there are some bugs or things that could be improved, sure. But this game is charming. It's just so charming. And it has some really interesting survival mechanics and just the way that you play through the game that are very different than we're used to in other survival games. And then, of course, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan like myself, then, of course, you have all that really cool mythology built in as well. But that said, let's go through these patch notes. They are pretty extensive. Okay, so here we have patch 1.0.2 release notes, and I'm going to play some unrelated playthrough footage for you over here just to have something exciting to look at so you can see what the game looks like in case you haven't had a chance to check it out as I go through these patch notes. So they start off by saying, first, on behalf of the team, thank you to everyone for your support of Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. Our motto in the next few months is Mumshanme, the Khazdu word for at your service. We are humbled by how many people love and enjoy the game. It is now our job to pore over your feedback and reports so we can keep improving your experience. While version 1.0.2 is just the first of many patches and updates to come, it includes over 120 individual fixes, and we hope you feel the difference. I can't wait to try. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Actually, I think it just came out 2 days ago as of this recording. They continue by saying, please continue to report any feedback and issues you experience via our support page. And they have this really nice support page here where you can browse articles. There's a search box here. It's clipped off from my browser here, for what I'm showing you guys. But you can browse articles, you can submit a ticket, and then just go through here, choose your issue, whatever it is you're looking for, and then go through submitting a ticket. And yeah, it's nice to have a portal like that, an easy place to submit your feedback and troubleshoot your issues. So back over here, the information shared in these reports is very helpful to the team, especially when it comes to quickly resolving bugs and making gameplay adjustments. We are already hard at work on our next update, about which we will share more details as we get closer to finalizing. Thank you once again all for your support. We're really enjoying hearing all about your adventures players are having as they take back Moria. Barak Khazad, the RTM team. So here's the fixes and patches. First off, they start off with statue repair and recipe fragments. Many players reported that repairing statues gave them coins instead of a recipe, sometimes even preventing them from progressing. The cause of this is now fixed. Please note, if you were affected by this bug, we have rebroken all statues in the world. Any previously restored statue will be repairable for free and should immediately start awarding any missing recipe fragments. So that's good news. Yeah, get them bugs out of there. We need those recipes. Every time you unlock a new recipe, I get so giddy. There's so many cool things that you get from the recipes. The reward for repairing statues after collecting all fragments has been changed to coal and iron ore. Please note, if you receive ore instead of an expected recipe fragment, please try repairing a few more statues to let the system catch up. Next up, performance and bugs. Improved load times when fast traveling between locations in the world, especially very large locations like the drain pumps. We say improved because it will get better in the next update. So improved here and hopefully better in the next update. Yep, constantly improving that. Fixed issues with meal tables, bellows, and other crafting stations that failed to register in multiplayer games. Yeah, I hope they work on multiplayer, bugs a lot, because I was playing with some friends and we ran into some bugs. We ran into some connection issues, actually, self-hosting a game. And I have a pretty fast and stable internet connection. And even I disconnected while hosting. So hopefully they're working on those fixes as well. Fixed issue with furnace timer not counting down after sleeping. Yes, I definitely ran into that one. Fixed issue with furnace not allowing player to collect ingots after sleeping in the same bubble. Yeah, I ran into that one too. Fixed issue that prevented use of the rune table when the incorrect text, only in KO and CN, was erroneously displayed. Okay, I haven't seen that issue. Maybe you have. Further work to reduce infinite and long loading dot walls. I'm not really sure what that is referring to. Maybe if you do, mention it in the comments. Fixed issue where drakes and spiders would get stuck and not move or attack correctly. Yeah, it's never fun when the AI gets hung up or stuck. I mean, sure, they may be easier to kill, and you can kind of cheese it and get the loot easily or get past them easily. But it doesn't make for a good experience if they get stuck and don't fight back. Fixed to multiplayer connections that disconnected all players at once. This was a fun Friday night. Yep, there's the issue that I was talking about that happened to my friends and I, just constantly disconnecting. I think we played for about 45 minutes and then there was just so many connections we gave up on it. So I'm looking forward to getting together with them again. Usually we do on Friday nights. A couple of my friends, they live, we don't all live close to each other. So this is a great way for us to socialize. But yeah, we couldn't do it in Return to Moria. So hopefully we can on our next get together. At least 7 known crashes resolved. Okay, I don't think I've crashed, but good that they're fixing that. And many other small bugs and issues resolved. Next up, tuning improvements based on community feedback. Drastically reduced number of enemy patrols at night. Increased rewards for fighting enemies, including a rare black diamond drop on orcs and uruks, plus a guaranteed black diamond drop for trolls and nameless beasts. Let's go hunt some trolls. Yeah, the black diamonds, you definitely need those. Reduce the average difficulty of enemy encounters in Westgate. Okay, that'll be interesting to see. A reduced number of wolves in Elven Quarter. Yeah, lots of wolves were running around. Nerfed the penalties for fast travel, including reduced energy and hunger cost, added a short window to fast travel, again without penalty, a do-over, and now buffs from meals, well-fed, full stuff, will negate the costs of fast travel. Yeah, it is survival, but we don't want to be too punished for the different things that we do in the game, right? If it's too punishing, it just feels like a chore. So that's good to hear. Increase the prevalence of scale drops, including from drakes and rarely gash orcs. Additionally, the scale cost of the Shaz Aknaman has been reduced. Increase the drop rate of Gundabad slag from Gundabad orcs, while also reducing the amount needed to smelt Duranol iron ingots. The torch, Zarok torch, and miner's helmet now prevent despair at night by dispelling the in darkness debuff. Oh, thank goodness. That was such a hassle when it gets really dark out that you, even with a torch or a light source, while you're running around, you're just constantly in despair, and eventually you could end up dying from that. So yeah, I'm glad that they have decided to give us some way to deal with that by just saying the light source, a simple light source. You don't need a big torch or bonfire or something, campfire or a hearth light or something. Note, despair will still occur in the darkest deeps and when touching shadow regardless. Okay, yeah, so when it's really dark and scary, a simple light source won't always help. But when you're just running around in the basic areas, it does. Deep orc camps now populate with the correct number of enemies. Okay, good. Fixed issue where singing would stop stamina from draining all activities instead of just mining as was originally intended. Okay, so that sounds a little bit like a nerf. I actually had to read it a couple of times to fully understand what it was saying, but yeah, so when you used to sing, it would stop stamina from draining for everything that you were doing instead of just mining. I mean, unfortunate, but yeah, Okay. It is a mining song, and that's what it's meant for. Legendary forges no longer have fuel requirements. Oh, okay. Interesting. Player health when respawning from death increased to 100. Yeah, that's part. I mean, that's part of that punishment thing. I mean, I guess I don't mind it too much the way it was before, but you know, yeah, I mean, if you die, give me all my health back so that I can go try to survive again. Player health when revived by a friend increased to 40%. Okay, so a little buff there. Slightly decreased in HP restored by rations, primarily Cram. Okay, so Cram is getting a bit of a nerf, but maybe it was giving a little too much before. A set of wooden stairs was added to the initial building set. It's about time. I mean, I was placing little platforms, one at a time, side by, just one above the next one and above the next one to try to create kind of a stair effect. And it just looked wonky. It didn't feel right. So here we go. We get a set of wooden stairs right from the beginning. That's awesome. For players who have previously built a small hearth, the stairs should unlock when you manipulate items in your inventory. Increase the Ironwood runes drop chance for Ironwood. If you have not discovered this yet, the best way to gain Ironwood remains to inscribe a rune on an axe and go tree chopping. So there you go. That's how you get Ironwood. Inscribe a rune on your axe and go tree chopping. Okay, next up, art and audio. Updated wake up after death animation. Improved enemy death poses to prevent cutoff of body parts. Spider's nest will no longer flicker. Oh, flickering. I hate when things flicker in a game. One of my pet peeves is when I play Valheim and I place rugs and they overlap on the floor and they flicker because they're basically, inside of each other and they flicker. Oh, it drives me nuts. I have to go in and use an admin command in the console to raise it with a mod, to raise it like a fraction of a centimeter so that it's just a little tiny bit higher than the rug next to it so they don't flicker because it drives me so nuts. Player dialogue volume balancing while in combat. Reduced wing flap volume for flying creatures. Oh yeah, getting the volume of various sound effects in the game is crucial so that it's not annoying. Reduce specific orc screaming audio event. Most players know the one. Okay, I've heard about this, but I have not experienced it myself, but I have seen other people complain about that one. Okay, fight at the drain pumps. Fixed issue where client could not see that enemy's damage state. The enemy's damage state? Yeah, I think that's supposed to say the enemy's damage state. During the fight, peers are now much more vulnerable to destruction. Watch where you are standing. Interesting. Okay, final boss fight. Improvements to story path before and after. Nice. Lip sync improvements during conversation with her. Many audio tweaks and tuning to improve the experience of the final boss fight. And many more experimental improvements to come in the next update. Ah, nice. Yeah, boss fights, you want to really fine tune the whole experience of a boss fight so that it just feels as epic and rewarding as possible. And it sounds like that's what they're doing. Okay, a few things for controller support. If you are playing with a controller, fix the soft lock when fast traveling while using a controller. Added exit functionality to chat when using the controller. Fixed mark all as read functionality on controller, and menus show correct inputs when using the controller instead of keyboard. And localization fixed a number of untranslated English strings for all supported languages. So there you go, a beefy addition to Return to Moria, fixes and additions. The stairs, I can't wait to try out these stairs. As a matter of fact, let me log into the game right now and show you what the stairs look like. Okay, let me show you. If you hit B on the keyboard and you interact with some of the stuff in your inventory, maybe even try to create a build piece. I think I had to place a platform and then break it. And then finally, these rough stairs showed up right here under the wood and stone category. So you click on that and it requires 9 wood scraps to build. So you click on that and there you go. We have some stairs. Now let's see if I rotate this with R and T. You can see there, I can place it like that. And left shift, I can change the height just like that. And let's see, I wanted to place these here so I can easily get up here. So I'll place that there, hit B to exit the build menu, and up I go. So as you see, it doesn't quite connect to the height of this, and I would have to build, something going across here if I wanted that to be a natural opening, because I can't go down it right now. So at least we have some stairs now. They look pretty cool, and you just have to find a way to make them work. I guess if I had one complaint, it would just be that they're a little big. Yeah, like a single stair that maybe went up half as much. That would be ideal, because look at this. This looks like a nice, width for some stairs. Of course, this seems like a full, like double wide stair as well, just clipped into the wall there. But yeah, if I can't have a smaller, narrower stair, this will have to do for now, and is better than nothing. But cool, nice to see them add this. And it's an early game. As it goes on, maybe they'll continue to add more pieces. But yeah, nice to have something like these massive stairs for the start of your adventure. If you're enjoying Return to Moria like I am, please let me know in the comments what you think of the game. And I guess if you don't like it, let me know what you don't like about it. Because I mean, despite the problems that it has and the things that can be improved or added, I'm really finding it charming and fun, and a new experience. And hopefully they come out with the ability for us to host servers. And when they do, you can save 10% if you use my link, JurokTheViking.com/gportal. You can also use that link to rent out servers for tons of other games. So check it out. And thank you to all my supporters on YouTube and Patreon. You folks are absolutely awesome. Make all this possible. That's it for now. Have fun out there.